First, we will be launching the nation's first ever click-to-cancel rule. Because if you can sign up with one click, you should be able to cancel with one click.
Okay, Zoran Mamdani is not slowing down. Just a day after he announced a major campaign promise in fast buses all across New York City, he just today unveiled a one-click cancellation policy for all New York City establishments. And in the same exact press conference, he also announced a new rule on junk fees that are artificially applied at the end of purchases right before checkout that will save people thousands. Here, take a look.
Second, we are enacting a new junk fees rule that will require fully transparent, all-in pricing. That means no additional costs, fees, or charges after you've already made that purchase. Together, these laws are estimated to save New Yorkers more than $162 million per year.
It is so goddamn refreshing to see a politician who actually gives a shit about people, right? And gives them policy that will genuinely make their lives better. Now, on this note of the one-click cancellation, this was actually a Biden-era policy. It was introduced by the Biden administration through the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and it was passed through that, shout out Lena Khan, but then it was blocked by an Eighth Circuit judge during the Trump administration. So we just can't have nice things, I guess. But thankfully, Zoran is carrying the flame and continuing this policy, at least on a citywide level for the time being, which will hopefully go back to a federal policy position. Zoran even took a bit of time out of the speech that he gave to directly call out some of these greedy businesses and all of their practices using this hilarious example. Take a look.
Now, in Adam Sandler's criminally underrated 2006 film Click, Christopher Walken, in his role as Morty, the angel of death, begs us to, quote, consider the leprechaun. He's always chasing the pot of gold, Walken says, but when he gets there at the end of the day, it's just cornflakes. Whether it's an internet provider or a commercial gym, too many in our city have made and developed the bad habit of disguising cornflakes as gold.
The establishment is just, it's so screwed, right? The corporate Democrats and Republicans alike are not only intimidated by Zoran Mamdani, they are absolutely terrified of him because he represents actual positive change for ordinary people, right? And a better tomorrow. He is bringing people things that they want and making their lives better, right? For millions of New Yorkers, just making their lives a little bit easier by actually giving them the chance to have their voices heard instead of corporations. Just like his fast bus policy that he just enacted, where just last night he did this amazing Mario Kart live stream to highlight the policy, and here's a clip from it.
First, all right.
It's okay. Not for
Chat, let us know, what is the slowest bus ride you recall going on in your life? Because I can tell you right now, I used to live in Morningside Heights.
Yeah.
I would take the one train to 231st and Broadway to go to Bronx Science, and I knew that if I could still see the bus 2 stops away, I could run fast enough to catch that bus. And that it's not good for the city of New York if it's not showing up. And I think, you know, I used to live in Astoria, and my parents said, no, what?
Did you let me win?
No, I didn't know that it was already done.
It's okay. It's all right. You can get me the other time. So the other part of it too.
It's absurd.
It's okay.
Hold on,
It's okay.
We gotta review this.
Okay.
We gotta
This
bring
is
in a
not
ref.
like Egypt.
We gotta bring in a ref
Okay.
here. This is absurd.
There's no
I was
rigging
lulled
or
into a
anything
sense
like
of an
that.
extra lap.
Anyway, so
I just beat Villager.
can we talk to the people?
Yes, we
about-
can talk to the
Okay,
people.
all
Okay,
right.
okay.
One unfortunate side effect of that live stream is that we all learned that Mamdani sucks at Mario Kart, but it's okay. We forgive him. And at least there is one thing that I'm better at than Mamdani, and that is Mario Kart. Mario Kart skill aside, this guy has been doing non-stop work for New York City since he took office. And every day, more and more people are coming to the realization and recognizing that politicians like Zoran Mamdani don't have to be the exception, but have to be the expectation. Right? That politicians actually should work for their constituents, not these nebulous lobbyist corporations, super PAC, Israel lobbies, right? But actually for their neighbors and their constituents. Speaking of which, on the complete opposite end of that spectrum, opposite of Zoran Mamdani, on the other side of the coin, we have one of the most blatantly established politicians in the country, quite in the news this week, but not for anything he has done, but for the lack of it. Mitch McConnell. Yeah, he's still not been seen for 27 days now after he was rushed to the hospital after a cardiac arrest. And so the calls for him to show any signs of life are now rising as the cover-up continues. And on that note, this footage was just released showing a contractor exiting his home with carpet and tile examples. Here, take a look. not exactly the kind of thing that you would be doing if you were in tip-top shape, ready to get home and just relax for a little bit. Is Elaine getting the place ready to sell, and why? Right? We still don't know. Okay, and yet you still have all of these mouth-breathing charlatans on mainstream news defending this lack of transparency.
I think this is much ado about nothing. I think we should give him the grace and give him some privacy. He'll come out when he is, when he feels comfortable.
Can I ask a question? If you're a resident of the state of Kentucky and need help getting a passport with the State Department, who do you call?
You call Senator Mitch McConnell's office. Oh, well, please. The Senate staff, everyone knows that the Senate staff is really where the magic happens and does all the work.
Privacy? He'll come out when he's ready? The guy is a sitting U.S. senator, right? One of only 100 out of the 300 million plus people that live in this country. And the guy might have passed away weeks ago and we would have no clue. This is no time for privacy, right? Or proof of life is essential, or the governor, Andy Beshear, must call a special election, because regardless of the situation, being in a hospital for a month after a cardiac arrest, being 84 or 85 years old, is a drastically life-changing event, right? That will have negative impacts for the rest of Mitch McConnell's life, even if he is alive. And McConnell is now filibustering his own death and not allowing the people of Kentucky to choose a new representative. Right? At best, this whole situation is selfish and slimy and disgraceful, and at worst, it's a blatant cover-up.
One of the reasons why people are talking about this, political people are talking about this in a kind of ghoulish way, frankly, is that the Kentucky Senate vacancy law, meaning what do you have to do if suddenly a Senate seat is open? Well, there's a special election, the governor has to call for it, and the seat has to be empty until a winner is certified. So the idea is that the clock is somehow ticking on if suddenly there's an open seat in Kentucky, whether it can be filled.
So, for one, ghoulish? Ghoulish. Really, we just want answers about one of the most important people of the country, and we're not getting any. I wouldn't describe that as ghoulish. And secondly, you kind of just prove your whole point in this clip that people really need news about this, right? The clock is ticking. The seat must be empty, and yet we have no answers. Reporters even question Trump, and he says that he has no idea how Mitch McConnell is doing, which is interesting. He didn't get one of those famous 20-minute phone calls. I feel like everyone in the country has been getting one. I feel like I'm scheduled for mine later this month. But according to other sources, he's recovering fine, but according to Trump, he has no clue. Right? But on a side note, I really do hope that if someone leaks that Mitch McConnell has passed away, it's Trump, because that would just be hilarious. It's all just so insane, right? And we definitely will be keeping an eye on it for the foreseeable future, and we'll update you if anything changes. But until we have some legitimate answers, we need to keep pressuring this whole situation, right? But before we go, I really want to update everyone on the whole Graham Plattner situation out in Maine real quick. He has officially submitted his paperwork to withdraw from the Senate race, and that has been confirmed by the Maine Secretary of State. So now the race is on for his replacement. So we will also be watching that very closely. But I think that's going to do it for me. If you liked what you saw in the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below, and also comment your thoughts about Mitch McConnell, about Zoran Mamdani, about Graham Plattner, or the whole situation. I would love to hear about it down below. But I think it's going to do it for me. I'm Iago Lashua. Have a good day. Goodbye.